Welcome to 3D Rush, the channel where we talk about all things Blender and 3D. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create this awesome 3D warp speed effect in Blender. Make sure you like this video. For more videos about Blender, make sure you subscribe to 3D Rush. I have a lot of great videos planned. Thanks for watching, and leave any comments or questions below. Alright, so you start out with a blank project, select everything and delete it. Let's go to our camera settings, turn on bloom and ambient occlusion, and then hit your 7 on your number pad key, Shift A, and then add in a UV sphere. You go to the transform tab and scale it on the y-axis to be about like that, and then scale it down a bit, and then scale it on the y-axis again, scale it down a bit until however you want it. Alright, so let's take this off to the side. You can scale it down a bit more if you want to. So now let's add in a cylinder. Go into cylinder. It's on the y-axis, so we can just hit S and Y and scale it to about right there. Hit tab to go into edit mode. Select the two faces. Hit X and delete only faces. Alright, so now that we have our cylinder, we're going to add a particle. So hit the plus button. You want to select hair. Go down to render and render as object, and then go to instance object and then click sphere. So now we're getting this object going right there. So now we want all of them to be pointing along the y-axis. And to do that, all we have to do is hit object rotation. Now I'm just going to add about 1200 of these, and then you can adjust the hair length to whatever you want, but I'm just going to stick with around 4, and then segments, just keep it at 5. And then go down to select or scale randomness, and I'm going to give it about 600. So there we go. So now that that's done, let's apply a wireframe to the cylinder to make it disappear. So go to modifiers and then go down to wireframe, and then give it a thickness of 0. So it just disappears, and all we see is the light speed particles. So now that that's done, we're going to add in a camera. Be sure to hit 1, Shift A, and then add in a camera right there. And you can adjust it along the y-axis to be about right there. So now if we go to the view of our camera, we can see it's right there, but we want it to go farther. So now all we have to do is select the particles, Shift D, hit the Y key for the y-axis, and hit Control so it snaps into place like that. Now let's look. Now there's a lot more. So do that however many times you want, and what's best for your scene. Now that we've done that, let's go into our camera view, and you can see if you turn this off, it never really closes in. So what we want to do is close it in so it looks like it's even farther away. So how we do that is, let's go to our camera settings. Let's select our camera, go to our camera settings, and let's give it a focal length of about 20. That's much better. Let's see it without that. Yeah, that does look a lot better. Alright, so now we're just going to animate the camera through the tunnel. So I would do that. Let's take a look at this real quick. You want to go to the Object Properties tab, and you want to hit the Y location and keyframe it at frame 1. So now, get a good angle on it. Take your keyframe all the way to about, we'll do 100 frames, and make the end 100 frames. So now we have 100 frames. Now let's move the camera on the y-axis to however far you want it to be, and then key it again. So now we can take it back to frame number 1. Let's view it. It's animated. So now we're going through the tunnel, which looks very cool. Let's go back to that. Let's view it without that. So now all we need to do basically is add some color to the shapes and make it a black background. Let's go to the World Properties tab and just make the color all the way black. So when it's rendered, it's just going to be black with glowing little spikes like that. Alright, so now all we need to do is color the shape we created. So we can go ahead and select it, go to the Materials tab, hit New, and then for the surface, add an emission instead of principle. And we can just change the color to some sort of blue. Let's check out this. And rendered mode. And change the strength up to about 25. Let's give it a darker blue than that. Right about there. That's good. So let's check out how this looks. That is a little bit too bright, it looks like. Hang on, let's go back out, select that, go back in the viewing. So let's lower the strength down until right about there. That looks good. So now let's check out how it looks. That looks just like the Star Wars animation. Very nice. Make sure you like this video. For more videos about Blender, make sure you subscribe to 3D Rush. I have a lot of great videos planned. Thanks for watching, and leave any comments or questions below.